insight for you, I'm sure.
I'm an insightful individual.
So Kelly, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You happy to be back in the Northeast for a little visit?
I'm exceedingly happy to be back in the Northeast. I'm a complete dork for the Northeast. I can't answer you why, but it's so Christmas. It's like Christmas out the ass everywhere, and it's awesome. Makes me so happy.
So weather-wise, it isn't probably a lot better down south, though.
It's honestly, it's delightful down south. That would be the overwhelming theme of the South, is how incredibly delightful everything is. It was 73 degrees when I walked out the door the other day, and while I know that's lovely, I also find it unacceptable for mid-December.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's tremendous down south.
So we'll just jump right into this. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Burlington, Connecticut. It's a really small, lovely town in western Connecticut. Grew up there, lived in Connecticut pretty much my whole life until I moved up here.
How long have you been tattooing?
I've been tattooing for like 5 years now, which is strange to say because I always feel like it's so little, but now I'm saying like 5 years, and that's half of 10 years, and so that is exciting and scary, which is weird.
5 years is a good block.
Yeah, it's not divisible by 3. I mean, when I get up to 6 years, I'll be a lot happier, but it's a good transitional year, I suppose.
So where did you get your start tattooing?
I started tattooing at Turnpike Tattoo in Meriden, Connecticut. It's on the Berlin Turnpike, so you can see where the clever name came from.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Marketing genius.
Yeah. But I started Turnpike Tattoo as well. I think Gunnar started there as well. But I was apprenticed with Kanaya Tim. He works at Nautilus Tattoo in Newington, Connecticut now.
What first drew you to tattooing? Were you always an artistic person?
Yeah, my family gave up a long time ago on me with any other aspirations. Like, I think I was 5 and they were probably like, "Oh, she's not going to be a doctor." But I drew pictures real good. So they really encouraged that. Which is wonderful. But yeah, I've been drawing pretty consistently my whole life. There was never any other option but to do something in the art field. And then when I got into like middle school, around like age like 12 or 13, I started getting really into body modification. So I was really, really into like piercings and tattoos and implants and tongue splitting and all of that. And it just seemed like the natural thing, like, oh, I love to draw, and I've been doing it my whole life. Why not, merge body modification and drawing and tattoo?
So what was your first step in tattooing? How did you come to have your first machine and start that first tattoo?
I've failed mostly. A series of failures is how I got to tattooing, because I wanted to tattoo so bad. And when I got out of art school, I immediately started trying to find an apprenticeship. But I'm really, really shy, and I'm awkward with my words, and I talk about bodily fluids constantly, and I can't stop myself. So I wasn't having any luck finding an apprenticeship, and finally I was getting tattooed at Turnpike, and one of the guys there saw my sketchbook, and I got a call a week or two later asking me to come in and interview for an apprenticeship. So I just blindly stumbled into that through dumb luck, thankfully.
What was the first tattoo that you ever put on someone? And was it yourself or was it another person?
No, it was not on myself. It was actually a rose on like my lifelong friend, and it was done with like the tightest 3-liner ever. So it looked horrible. It honestly, it had a really Helen Keller vibe to it. But I fixed it up years later.
So you remedied it.
Yeah,
Made amends with a bad tattoo.
I sure did. Sorry, Helen Keller.
So, do you have any bad tattoos yourself that you got in the early days?
I'm covered in them. They're everywhere. I have really good tattoos too that I like to keep hidden. But my bad tattoos happened mostly when I was like 18 or 19. So I decided that they should be, you know, on my forearms.
Put them right out there
for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in the song.